And it's a true story from the Underground Railroad. So in social studies and in reading, right, we've been learning about the Underground Railroad. Who can tell me what the Underground Railroad was? What was the Underground Railroad? Elijah?
That slave.
Mahogany? Slaves were escaping to freedom. Was it a real railroad?
No.
No. It was a bunch of safe houses, right? Going from the south where?
No.
To the north. To North Carolina? No. To where?
Canada.
Canada, or the northern states. Very good. So first, let's see. What do we know? So we said we know. Hold on, Jonathan. We said we know that the Underground Railroad goes where?
To north to Canada.
Railroad goes north. Goes north. I'm going to put north, and it's for slaves escaping to freedom. What else? What do we know about slavery? What do we know? What do we know, Anaya?
That when, the United States, that they brought the slaves from Africa.
They brought the slaves from Africa. What else? What else do we know? What else do we know? Hold on, see if it's still on. Oh, we're good. Okay. So we know that they brought slaves from Africa. What do we know about the slave treatment? What do we know about the slave treatment? Jermaine?
They weren't treated fairly.
Unfairly. Unfairly. What else, Ella?
They would have to work till sun up to sundown.
Right. Sun up to sun down. What are some questions we still have? What do you think we want to learn? What do we want to learn? Jermaine, when it goes dark, just touch the mouse pad, okay? What questions do we still have? No one has questions? Anaya?
The children get to play some games.
The children get to play. Mason?
Did the slaves not do nothing but sleep and work?
Okay, so what else did the slaves do besides sleep and work, right? What else did slaves do? Skylar? Who was Henry and who was in his family? And how were they treated, right? And treatment. Very good. Now looking at that, looking at the cover, Jasmine, hold up our cover again. Henry's Freedom Box. If you've already read it before, please don't give it away. But those of you who have not read it, what do you think it's going to be about? Raise your hand. What do you think it's going to be about? Gabe?
I think it's going to be about a slave who escapes.
He escapes? I think you might be right. A slave that escapes. What else, Elise?
A box that is
Oh, maybe. Okay, so let's make some predictions. Gabe said, what did Gabe say? Wait, I want to hear someone else. Lexi, what did Gabe say?
He said that it might be a slave that he might be escaping.
An escaping slave. Elise, what did you say? That the box gives him everything he needs, right? A box? What did you say? Loud and clear. Right, because right now he doesn't get everything he needs. Any other predictions? Any other predictions? We need to predict what's going to happen in our story. Hold it up, Jasmine. Prediction. Prediction, Lexi.
I know that the boy that he's going on the road and he's going on the road
Alright, so he's going around the world with his box, with his helpful box, right? Alright, let's find out. Alright, hands down, eyes on me. Where's my handy dandy note card?
You said.
Thank you. With. If we want to abbreviate with, we do W and a line. Alright, everyone's ready? Crisscross applesauce. Henry's Freedom Box, a true story from the Underground Railroad, written by Ellen Levine. Or Levine, probably Levine. And I'll try my best to let everyone see, okay? Henry Brown wasn't sure how old he was. Henry was a slave, and slaves weren't allowed to know their birthdays.
Why?
I want you to make close attention to the illustrations. Look at Henry. But look at how, very good observation. Like he doesn't have shoes. He looks sad, upset.
He needs a shower.
He probably needs a shower. All right, let's keep going. Henry and his brothers and sisters worked in the big house where the master lived. Remember we talked about some people worked on plantations, some people worked in the houses, right? Henry's master had been good to Henry and his family, but Henry's mother knew things could change. Do you see those leaves blowing in the wind? They are torn from the trees, like slave children are torn from their families. Okay, so why does it say that slave children are like leaves? How are slave children like leaves? Jada.
Because like when the wind blows, the leaves spread apart from different leaves.
So how easily is it for leaves to fall off the tree? Lexi's right. Very easily. Leaves fall off the tree all the time. This weekend, all the leaves were falling off our trees in the wind. So how easily is it for slave children to be ripped away from their families?
Really easy.
Very easily. Let's find out.
Some kids got up like this.
One morning, the master called for Henry and his mother. They climbed the wide staircase. The master lay in bed with only his head above the quilt. He was very ill. He beckoned them to come closer. Some slaves were freed by their owners. Henry's heart beat fast. Maybe the master would set him free. But the master said, "You are a good worker, Henry. I'm giving you to my son. You must obey him and never tell a lie." Henry nodded, but he didn't say thank you. That would have been a lie. Look at their faces.
They sat, or the master's sick.
The master's sick, but look at Mom. I want you to think.
Mom's very sad.
What?
How are they going to get help? It's like with the tree when the leaves blow. That's what happens right now.
Exactly. He's getting ripped away from his mama. Look. He's probably about your age. So just imagine, Jaden. Focus. Later that day, Henry watched a bird soar high above the trees. Free bird, happy bird, Henry thought. Henry said goodbye to his family. He looked across the field. The leaves swirled in the wind. Why did the author just tell us about the leaves? The leaves swirled in the wind. Why did he tell us that? Why did he tell us that? Emily?
Because he was like my swirling.
Right, so what does the leaf represent? Henry. The leaf represents Henry. And then listen to free bird, happy bird. What does the bird represent? Ella?
It
Represents?
say it.
That's okay, represents.
Happiness, and because he's chirping a lot.
Right, what else does the bird represent? Skylar?
He's representing like how Henry could be, how the master's son could be like helpful to Henry and let him breathe. He has a lot of work.
Right, the bird represents freedom. Represents freedom. Freedom.
It's like it was one of the slaves and now it's happened because it's free.
So let's make a prediction. What do you think is going to happen? He just got sold to the sun. What do you think is going to happen?
He's not going to treat it well.
Not treated well. Give me one more. Mason.
Like, it should right to tear your family apart.
Right. I love that you say that. But what's a prediction? What do you think is going to happen now that he got sold?
That he's not going to see his mom and dad ever.
Not going to see his family. Not going to see family. Very good. Family. It's hard to write on that thing. Henry worked in his new master's factory. He was good at his job, Carlasia. Do not tear that tobacco leaf, the boss yelled at the new boy. He poked the boy with a stick. If you made a mistake, the boss would beat you. Making tobacco leaves. So how do the illustrations in this picture help us understand what's going on? Now we listened to it, but what about the illustrations? What do we know? What do we know? Brennan, what do the illustrations help us?
They help us know like what they're doing and showing the proof that maybe showing the master stick and showing them that he will beat them.
Right. What else, Lexi? Good, Brennan.
It shows that the lady is sitting at a desk and the people are walking around looking at stuff. It looks like they're like making experiments.
Right. Look at Henry.
And he's thinking. It looks like he's thinking and he's
Henry was lonely. One day he met Nancy, who was shopping for her mistress. A mistress is a word for the lady that you work for, mistress. They walked and talked and agreed to meet again. Henry felt like singing, but slaves didn't dare sing in the streets. Instead, he hummed all the way home. Months later, Henry asked Nancy to be his wife. When both their masters agreed, Henry and Nancy were married. Soon there was a little baby, then another, and then another. Henry knew they were very lucky. They lived together even though they had different masters. But Nancy was worried, Mason. Her master had lost a great deal of money. I'm afraid he will sell our children, she said. Henry sat very still. Let's make a prediction. What do you predict is going to happen? Carlasia, sit up, please. Kiara, what do you predict is going to happen? The master is going to sell the children. Master will sell children. Any other prediction? A different one? Okay. Trinity?
Well, just like how Henry was separated from his mother quickly, he sat still because he was thinking about how he got separated from his mom.
Very, Trinity, that was awesome. He's making a connection, right? He knows what it felt like to be ripped away from his family. Ella?
I think
Mason, eyes on me.
I think that the master was going to sell the children, and then Henry stood up and said, just sell me instead.
Oh, I like that prediction. Let's see. Henry worked hard all morning. He tried to forget what Nancy said. Just look at the illustrations, y'all. Look at it. They're so good. Look at it. What does he feel like? How does he feel?
Sad.
Better word. Give me a better word.
Unhappy.
Depressed, unhappy,
Confused.
angry,
Mad.
scared.
Thinking.
Do you think he's frightened? Worried?
Afraid.
His friend James came into the factory. He whispered to Henry, "Your wife and children were just sold at the slave market." "No!" cried Henry. Henry couldn't move. He couldn't think. He couldn't work. "Twist that tobacco!" the boss poked Henry. Henry twisted tobacco leaves. His heart twisted in his chest. At lunchtime, Henry rushed to the center of town. A large group of slaves were tied together. The owner shouted at them. Henry looked for his family. "Father, father!" Henry watched his children disappear down the road. Where was Nancy? He saw her the same moment she saw him. When he wiped away his tears, Nancy, too, was gone. No, it looks like they just have little ponytails in their hair. But imagine, I don't want you to think about the hair. I want you to imagine, Mason said, how Henry is feeling, how his children are feeling, how Nancy's feeling in your head. Henry no longer sang. He couldn't hum. He went to work, and at night he ate supper and went to bed. Henry tried to think of happy times, but all he could see were the carts carrying away everyone he loved. Henry knew he would never see his family again. Why can't Henry sing and hum? Why do you think he can't sing? Kiana?
Because
He's angry. Anaya?
he's so depressed that he can't because his family.
He's so depressed. He's so heartbroken. Many weeks passed. One morning, Henry heard singing. A little bird flew out of a tree into the open sky. What do we say birds represent? Freedom. Good job, Mason. And Henry thought about being free. But how? As he lifted a crate, he knew the answer. He asked James and Dr. Smith to help him. Dr. Smith was a white man who thought slavery was wrong. They met early the next day at an empty warehouse. Henry arrived with a box. I will mail myself to a place where there are no slaves, he said. James stared at the box, then at Henry. What if you cough and someone hears you? I will cover my mouth and hope, Henry said. Dr. Smith wrote on the box, to William H. Johnson, Arch Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Henry will be delivered to friends in Philadelphia. Then he printed on the crate in big letters, this side up with care. Pennsylvania is a free state. Philadelphia is a city in Pennsylvania. Think about this big question. Think about in your head as we read the final bit of the story. Why does Henry decide to risk his life for freedom? Not now, because you don't know how it ends. But listen. Why does Henry decide to risk his life for freedom? Henry needed an excuse to stay home, or the work boss would think he had run off. James pointed to Henry's sore finger, but Henry knew it wasn't bad enough. He opened a bottle of oil and vitriol oil. No! Cried James. Henry poured it on his hand. It burned his skin to the bone. Now the boss would have to let him stay home. Dr. Smith bandaged Henry's hand. They arranged to meet the next morning at 4 o'clock. Yes, Louise.
Why do you think it mailed the box?
This was his plan. His plan was to mail himself to freedom.
No, but I mean, like, why does everyone have to be in boxes?
It's just him.
What?
He's mailing himself in a box.
It's just he doesn't want to get seen.
Right.
Or heard.
Because he can't get away.
How do they get
The sun does not get up when Henry climbed into the box. Ready, he said. James nailed down the lid. Dr. Smith and James drove to the station. The railway clerk tipped the box over and nailed the paper to the bottom. Dr. Smith begged the clerks to be careful, but they didn't listen. They threw the box into the baggage car.
How does he not get out?
They're mailing him somewhere, to a friend's house. He can't get out himself. He's nailed in.
That's why people have to open up their doors. How can he breathe?
He made little air holes. Made little air holes.
I see a hole.
Who can make a prediction? What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think? Mason.
I'm thinking that he's gonna make it home to either some of his family or that was it made it to the north and they're gonna be able to open the box, or he's gonna be mailed somewhere and they're gonna capture him.
Oh, so Mason's thinking both sides. Maybe he makes it to freedom, but maybe he gets caught. Let's find out. Let's find out.
I think he mailed his friends.
To the friends of the white master. Remember the white master who was against slavery? He mailed them. Hands down, please. Hours passed. Henry is lifted up and thrown again. Upside down. He heard waves splashing. This must be the steamboat headed for Washington, D.C. The ship rode smoothly, but Henry was still upside down. Imagine, you are in a box, upside down. Mason, your eyes are on me. Upside down. You're stuck upside down. You can't move. You're stuck in this little box.
Well, he's big, so he can't move, but since we're little, we can move around.
Right. Well, just imagine him then. Blood rushed to his head. His face got hot. His eyes ached. He thought his head would burst, but he was afraid to move. Someone might hear him. What would happen if someone heard him?
They captured him.
They'd capture him. And what would happen? What do you think?
We're gonna get caught. We're gonna get bitten with the whip.
Yep, he might get whipped. He might even be worse than that. You never know.
He might kill.
He could be killed.
That's real.
I'm tired of standing, someone said. Why don't we move that box and sit on it, said another. Henry held his breath. Could they be talking about his box? Henry was pushed. The box scraped the desk. Dead. Now he was on his right side, now on his left, and suddenly, right side up. Finally. It has a big sign on it that says, this side up. What do you think is in here? Said the first man. Mail, I guess, said the other. I am mail, thought Henry, but not the kind they imagined. Henry was carried off the steamboat and placed in a railroad car. This time, heads up, he fell asleep to the rattling song of the train wheels. Okay, because there's really it's really all sides are closed. Very good, Ella. The illustrator wants us to be able to see how he is right now. There really is this side of a box. It's a whole box.
And they can't see him, but they
Right.
sort of think, what is he?
He awoke to loud knocking. Henry, are you all right in there? All right, he answered. The cover was pried open. Henry stretched and stood up. Four men smiled at him. Welcome to Philadelphia. At last, Henry had a birthday. March 30th, 1849. His first day of freedom.
Thank goodness, because that's
Birthdays are important. And from that day on, he also had a middle name. Everyone called him Henry Box Brown.
Box Brown.
That's the end of the story.
That's my aunt's birthday, March 30th.
There it is.
My aunt's birthday is March 30th.
System 44, please stand up and walk out.
I will see you.
Still focus, eyes on me. Eyes on me, my friends. Hold on, Ella, hold your question. Go ahead, down. Mason, close our door. Sit down, we're not finished. Sit down. Sit down. Right, Carlasia, close the door behind you. Sit up. We're not finished, boys and girls. Mason, your eyes are on me. That is the end of the story. Henry never forgot to see his family. I know. Henry never saw his family again. No, how do you know? You've heard his story before. Yeah, he eventually he was freed, and he eventually moved to Europe and got married, and he became this really, really, really famous slave that escaped, right? Because how crazy is it that he sent himself in a box to find freedom?
That's really clever. It's really clever.
It is very clever. Now, we're going to do a couple more things, and then we'll be finished.
His name should be Henry Fox Box, because he's so clever like a
Clever like a fox.
Yeah.
Okay, boys and girls, we need to finish this up so we can move on to reading. We need to finish this up so we can start our new reading story. Eyes on me in 3, 2, 1. Not right now, on your body. I learned. What do we learn about slavery? What do we learn? Imani? Okay, but that's not about slavery. Tell me something about slavery. Gabe?
Birds represent freedom.
Okay, birds do represent freedom. I want to know about slavery. Ella?
That the mother, if she had a child and the master could sell them.
Awesome. It's not awesome, but very good. You remember, children can be sold.
Easily.
Easily. Good adverb. It's just text. What about birthdays? What about birthdays? Jada?
Slaves don't know what day their birthday or how old they are.
Right, slaves don't know their birthdays.
He was like 8.
What else did we learn? What else did we learn? Jasmine?
Okay, if they like if what you call it, like if some slave got married and the master didn't know, they would like send the person away.
Okay. Okay. Elise?
Well, I learned that you don't get whatever you want when you're a slave.
Right. You don't get what you want. Sometimes you don't even get what you need. One more.
What do they eat? That's what I want. They cornbread.
They get their ration. Remember they get a ration? Anaya. Show me 0. Anaya.
That if
Mason.
like if you're going in like the streets or somewhere that you can't sing.
Very good. Slaves could not sing. Very good. Slaves could not sing. Okay, one more thing. One more thing. What's your question, Ella? Show me 0 friends back there.
If Henry couldn't speak English, then how would he talk to Dr.
He could speak English.
Oh, I thought he couldn't because they said he speak like. Yeah, they speak different languages.
They can. They can speak Gullah, but they usually know English, and that Gullah is their own language. Hands down. Hands down. Now I want you to think.
They made their own language.
How would you describe Henry? Give me some characteristics. Give me some characteristics. Tremaine?
Smart.
Better word. Starts with an I. Intelligent. Another one. Anaya.
Clever.
Clever. Elise. He was risky. Very good. Took risks. Mason.
Independent.
Independent. Very good. Would you say he's determined? He's doing something by himself. He doesn't need anyone's help. Would you say he's determined?
He did.
Well, he did, but he didn't. He took it upon himself to do it. Would you say he's determined? Determined to do what? Very good. Okay, boys and girls. What I'm going to do is you're going to go back to your seats, and I'm going to give you a sticky note. 2 sticky notes. One sticky note, you're going to make a connection. How would you feel if you were Henry in a box? You're going to make a connection, and then you're also going to answer a big question. Jasmine, eyes up here, my friends. Why does Henry decide to risk his life for freedom? Boys and girls, stand up and go back to your seats. Back to your seats. Quickly and quietly, let me see which team's ready. Let me see which team is ready.